like the tie too, for what it's worth.
I never wear it, so.
My girlfriend said it would look really nice on me.
Oh, good. There we go.
So,
Yeah, I usually wear like, and people put me really dressed me, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I didn't have my ties. All that stuff gets forgotten about. So if there's anything you like in there, it's yours.
oh, well, thank you. Bye, Erica. Have a good rest of your day. I am all set. Hey everybody, happy Monday, and thanks for joining us here on 9 News Watch, as well as on Facebook Live for your full detailed forecast and a couple of things that stand out. One, that smoke, that haze, it ain't going anywhere. This is going to stick around. It's going to stay hot. It's going to stay dry for the most part, and it's going to stay hazy. But I do have some good news, I promise, mixed in all of that. One is that this smoke should get a little better by the end of the week, but more importantly, we'll get some rain chances that could clear this on out of here a bit more. And two, we're going to get rain in the part of the state that needs it the most. But first things first, I'll step out of the way so you can take a look at Denver. And yeah, rinse, lather, repeat. Here we go again with all that haze and all that smoke for us throughout the Front Range. And day number 15, I can't believe we're saying that, 15 days in a row. And folks, this is unusual. Now, there are not exact stats about how long this air quality alert, this ozone action day, how many consecutive days is a record. There's no real exact records to that, but this is extremely unusual. And also what's unusual about this is that this is taking place here in the heart of summer. We're in the dog days of summer here, folks. We're in the middle of July, smack dab in the middle of summer. And normally we have some days that can see some of that wildfire smoke, but in this case, this is a very prolonged period of this poor air quality, which we tend to see more in March and April when we get those inversions in place. This is not usual for us to be talking about this many days in a row of that decreased air quality. All right, smoke forecast. Now, most of what we're seeing right now, in fact, let's go back to this for just a quick second since we've got the time here on Facebook Watch. And on 9 News Watch, I should say, and on Facebook Live. Now, what's causing this ozone action alert day, this is a combination of wildfire smoke and just simple ground pollution. So it's not just wildfire smoke. In fact, for us at the surface, most of what you're breathing in Denver, what's making this air so gross, frankly, there's no other way to put it, what's making that air so gross, it is that ground ozone. So it's not so much wildfire smoke, it is more just simple pollution. Again, that's not great news. So folks, if you can limit your time outdoors, if you can carpool when you can, I'll tell you firsthand two things. One, I've got extra sniffles. I don't know about you. I've got extra sniffles up the wazoo today, and I've had it basically going back to last week. Number two, I'm a big runner, and I've just not been able to run nearly as much, and it's because of this smoke. I'm feeling it. I'm sure you are feeling it. Just again, if you can carpool, if you can limit that time outdoors, that's the best way. Try and get around this. But again, unfortunately, we just don't have any big systems that are going to clear the smoke on out of here anytime soon. Now let's take a look at that smoke forecast. We'll see that smoke. Now what you're seeing there, that little bit of light green here, that is mostly at the mid and upper levels. So what that means is you'll probably notice the smoke more at sunrise and sunset. It's not going to be that thick, kind of billowing wildfire smoke like what we had at the beginning of the month and the end of last month. You might remember 3-4 weeks ago, we kind of smelled that. We had that campfire smoke, that kind of distinct campfire smoke. That's not what we're looking at with this. This is more just that kind of reddish tint to the sun at sunrise and sunset, that sort of thing. But it's mostly at the mid and upper levels. And most of the wildfire smoke, by the way, it's way north of us and way east of us. So a little bit of a breather, so to speak, no pun intended there, from the wildfire smoke. It's mostly north and east of us. Most of the concerns at the surface are, again, from pollution and straight ozone. So temperatures right now, Denver 88. We're warming well into the 90s today. We'll get up to 93, 95 for us. This is fairly typical. I'm running a few degrees above average here east of the Continental Divide. Most of this that you're seeing out this way, running about, again, 3 to 5-ish degrees above where we should be for this time of year. Continental Divide on west, Most of this is also a few degrees above average, but Dennis Grand Junction, 98. That is about 7-8 degrees above where you should be for the middle of July. So this is pretty hot stuff, not exceptionally crazy hot, but you get the picture here. It is certainly on the toasty side. Closer look in here at the Front Range. Pick out your town. We're going to be in the low to mid-90s for most of us. 95 Platteville, 95 Greeley. So our friends up in Weld County will be, as usual, on the warmer side. Douglas County, a lot of 80s popping on up for us. Now, Denver will almost for sure get to day number 24 at 90 or above so far this year. And that puts us probably a little ahead of pace for that 44 days here. So normally in the full year, we'll average 44 days at 90 or above. Again, if you include today, we'll get up to 24, not 94, that would be pretty miserable, 24, and that puts us probably slightly ahead of average. So we'll probably, if we continue this pace, we'll get up to kind of somewhere in that 45 to 55 days at 90 or above if we continue this pace. Normally our last 90 days, 90 degree or above days, will run out kind of mid to late September. All right, satellite and radar picture, not a whole lot doing, but you might notice some action here into southwestern Colorado. That's where you see those showers and storms flowing up. That is great news in the sense of this is exactly where we need that rain here in Colorado. We certainly, we'd take it, I'm sure, from the Continental Divide on east. It's mostly to kind of clear out the smoke. Point is, we don't really need the rain so much out here. We need it really badly. Our friends in southwest Colorado, the San Juans, on north of the western slope, I don't have to tell you, you need the rain really badly. This is where we're going to see it for your day today and also into your day tomorrow. So that is certainly some good news. The bad news is we could be seeing, especially in some of those burn scars, too much of a good thing. We get those big downpours on those burn scars. The vegetation just cannot absorb it. The ground just can't take it in. So it just runs off and creates more problems than it does solutions. So that's not great news. But again, we'll take the rain. We certainly need it. We're happy to see it out there. The monsoon has been pretty active so far this season here into western and southwestern Colorado. And again, that is mostly good news. All right, let's kind of wrap things on up for our friends here in Denver throughout the Front Range. 65 degrees for us today, so it's pretty warm for our standards here. You can probably leave those windows open, but again, we're not talking about particularly cool temperatures for us tonight. We're dropping back only into the mid-60s. Tomorrow, we're into the mid-90s, so maybe a degree or two warmer for us along the Front Range with an isolated late storm. We'll have a slightly greater chance for a storm tomorrow than today. I think today, the entire Front Range, the I-25 corridor, the urban corridor, we're going to stay dry here with your chances for storms really kind of increasing as you get into Continental Divide on west, kind of Eisenhower Tunnel on west is where you'll start to see those shower and storm chances increase. Tomorrow, we'll kind of budge that a little further east, maybe more into the foothills, Clear Creek County, maybe even in the Lake County, Leadville, looking at that chance for a shower storm. So for tomorrow, again, a tick warmer and a slightly higher chance for a shower storm. In Denver, I'd put it only about 10% shot that we see a storm for tomorrow. We're probably staying dry in Denver and the urban corridor for tomorrow, but once again, it's southwest Colorado. This is where we want the rain. This is where we get it. And one other thing to point out, Glenwood Springs, always showing you in our maps here in Glenwood with all those concerns with the Grizzly Peak burn scar, just the east, of course, of Glenwood Springs in Glenwood Canyon. And anytime a flash flood warning is issued for the Glenwood Canyon area, that's when they automatically close down I-70 there. We're going to have high chances for seeing some of that flash flooding out there for today and tomorrow. So again, if you're traveling on I-70, get that done. If you're going tomorrow, do it in the morning because probably by the afternoon we'll see some of those showers and storms that could potentially close down I-70 out that way. Meantime, showers will kind of stick around through the Maroon Bells and the West Elks and maybe on up by the western slope for your day tomorrow and into early on your Wednesday morning. Again, I-25 corridor, eastern Colorado. I think we're going to stay on the dry side for today and for tomorrow. That'll allow us to warm on up. Eastern Colorado, a lot of upper 80s and low 90s for many of us. Mountains, 70s and 80s. Sounds pretty nice. Leadville at 10,200 feet. Of course, you are a cool spot, but I would say in this sense, a pretty good way. Now, that 7-day forecast for Denver. A lot of low to mid 90s. Again, rinse, lather, repeat. I will say this about that forecast now that hopefully you've had a good look at it. Thing to watch for as we head through the week, we will just gradually tick up those shower storm chances as the week wears on. So we'll kind of a little bit here, a little bit there. As I mentioned, I think for tomorrow, Denver, 10% tops chance for a shower storm. Wednesday, we'll probably bump that up closer to maybe 20, 25%. And by Thursday, Friday into the weekend, we'll have more of our typical afternoon showers and storms developing, hit or miss in nature, so 30–40% shot at a shower or storm. So just planning ahead, we will be looking at some increased shower and storm chances we get later on through the week, depending on how you see it. I think a lot of us would probably celebrate that. That'll help clear out some of that smoke and some of that just very lousy air quality. That should help things out a little bit. So just keep that in mind. I'll step out of the way so you can take a look at early next week when we do start to cool back down. And also want to highlight the weekend where we do have temperatures that'll be right around where they should be for this time of year. We're normally the upper 80s, so we're right there for both Saturday and Sunday. And again, this is a very typical forecast for the middle of summer. We got those isolated to maybe scattered showers and storms. We'll have to take a closer look as we get closer to the weekend, but we do have storms around for both Saturday and Sunday. So one of the things we do here on Facebook Live is we will take those comments and questions that you might have and drop them in the comment section below, and I will try and get to as many of those as possible. So this is going to be taking some of those comments here, and looks like Amanda's saying that's hot in Loveland. It's already 9 degrees. Yep, it's hot everywhere. It's going to stay that way. I'm going to pop back up that 7-day forecast for you, so hopefully you have that as well. Jay says happy Monday. Happy Monday to all of you out there. Elizabeth asking about the weather in Boulder for today. You're going to be dry. You're going to be hot. Probably 90, 91 for a high in Boulder for today. And it's going to stay on the hot side. And Alan asking about no wildfire smoke. Looks like we do have some wildfire smoke at the mid and upper levels. What I mean by that is that the smoke that what you're seeing at the surface, what's leading to this lousy air quality, is not so much directly wildfire smoke. It is mostly ground ozone. Again, it's kind of pollutants trapped at the surface. So that would be a lot of car exhaust and factory smoke, that sort of thing. That's what's being trapped in the surface right now. When you notice the wildfire smoke would be in the morning and in the evening during those sunrises and those sunsets. That's when you'll see that kind of reddish tint to the sky. That is the wildfire smoke, again, a bit higher up, and that's where you're seeing the wildfire smoke impact our air quality and our sky. So that is the story out there. Dan saying quick babbling. Well, that's what I do for a living, I suppose. But anyways, and hopefully that handles all those comments and those questions. I really appreciate all of you for watching. And you know what? I'll admit it, I do tend to babble. Ask my girlfriend. But I hope you guys stay safe. Again, limit that time outdoors here, folks. Drink plenty of water. It is going to stay hot. It is going to stay dry for a little while longer. Next week, we do see some increased signs that we do start to improve those shower and storm chances and decrease those temperatures as well. But for now, so long and have a great rest of your Monday. I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi here in the 9 News Weather Center.